Hey everybody, Tayson here. I'm going to give you an overview of an exciting new website feature we've been working on for quite some time. This is called the Collection, and I'm going to give you a quick overview of what that's going to look like on the front end and then show you how to work it on the back end, so to speak. So we'll have a new tab here at the top called MLS Search, which is just the regular property search, and also the Collection. This is where we will curate a list of homes and land associated with the highest quality offerings that the brokerage offers. These will automatically come in through MLS inputs. I'll show you how to do that. Just like we do for the featured homes and land section, what I'd like you guys to understand is that the featured homes and featured land is different. If you put TVR featured homes in marketing name 1 in the MLS, and I'll show you how to do it, it's going to display on the website here. If you do so on the collection side in TVR marketing name 2, that's where we'll come up with collection. So my only requirement to be on the featured homes and land section is to have professional photography. If you have professional photography, you're in. If you're utilizing this and you don't, you are out. And if we have to call you out on that, please just keep that in mind. So let's look at the collection here. And the idea of the collection, different than the requirement to have professional photography, I think that's a given. And by the way, this will get cleaned up a little bit. We're still in kind of development phase, but I really wanted to get this launched. But in addition to professional photography, which should be obvious, I also want to make sure that these are our curated, highest quality listings. A manufactured home, definitely not something I want on the collections page. A Calico Sky home or a Shoshone Plains, not really what I had in mind for the collections page. This is something that would be, even Jackrabbit here. This is probably a threshold of the lowest grade of home that I would want us to be utilizing this page for. And there's also a section for land as well. So what does it look like? When I open up a listing, and I've worked on Absaroki here a little bit, there's a couple of things. One, you can see this is not an image of this listing, and that's because I've overwritten what it took in from the MLS. If we don't make changes in the back end, and if you just enter TVR marketing name 2, which we'll show you how to do, it's still going to bring it into the collections page and still give you this enhanced visual. It's showing Bill right now. This will flip to the listing agent. You can see we've got some higher end detail in the back here. Just a nice refreshed experience. The subdivision documents are going to come in just like they do for any other listing on Teton Valley Realty if I have them in there. Same with the property details. It's going to bring in the 800 character listing description from the MLS, and listing details should be basic. But you'll see that I'm missing something that I have here on the Absaroki listing, which, again, I have a photograph that did not come in from the MLS, which is kind of cool. So if I wanted to use this as an example, have something that had our real estate sign on it, or a picture of you that the MLS would not allow. We don't have those rules here, so that's where this might be applicable. I just use this as an example. A video. You can see that I've got a fly-through video here. A longer description. If I wanted to, you just obviously put something here that is kind of random, but this is something we can do in the back end. Subdivision documents come in automatically. Additional documents. Let's say we want to open up plans. Now we have the ability to do that and treat this like the Documents tab in the MLS. This is a one-stop shop for a Teton Valley Realty branded link that we can send our clients for higher-end listings, and also a landing page, something we can show to our homeowners on how well we represent them. And it's going to be a listing link just like this, tetonvalleyrealty.com/selection, and giving you the MLS listing. So kind of a generic tag without kind of having MLS tag. So how do I do this? Every one of you at one point or another had or has, you do still have access to the Umbraco backend of TetonValleyRealty.com. To get there, you're going to simply come to TetonValleyRealty.com/Umbraco, UMBRACO. I'll give you the link in the introduction, and click enter. When you do that, it's going to prompt you to log in. You have your login password. It's the same information, should be the same information as you log into the front end of the Teton Valley Realty website, and how you came in and did your commissions. I don't know if any of you are still doing that. If you want to update your bio, keep in mind it needs to be consistent. If you want to retain access of this page, if you want to make market report posts, if you need a refresher on that, let me know, and access to the collection. Let's talk about the collection. This is a hopper where we all have access. So what I mean by that is if I click on this listing, 20, which is identified by the MLS number, and I come up here to Actions and Delete, it's going to delete it for everyone. So only do your own listings. 222269 is the Absaroki listing. So let's talk about a few things. First of all, in the MLS, let's pull this up. What do we need to do to bring this into the collection page? First of all, we need to come and change our listing. I need to come in and find the listing in question. Here it is. And then I need to go to listing information and details. And you all know this because we've been utilizing this TVR featured homes and land. Marketing name 1 and marketing name 2. TVR featured homes, professional photography. Marketing name 2, TVR collection homes. I'll give this to you in the email, but TVR collection land, TVR featured land would be acceptable as well here. With the collection, marketing name 2. We click Save Changes. Now it automatically comes in. If you do nothing else, that's fine. If you don't want to add a longer description, that's fine. If you don't want to add a video, fine. You do not need to take any further action. We will bring this, that'll be brought into the collection page automatically, just like it's done with 1601 Jackrabbit as an example. All I've done here is click TVR collection homes on marketing name 2, and it's brought it in and it looks beautiful, but it doesn't have this extended description, the property details beyond what it took in from the MLS. So let's say 222269, which you just watched me change that in the MLS to include that featured name. All I need to do is come in here and go to Actions and Create. Click on Listing Details and enter the MLS number. That immediately associates it with the thing. Now, you can hit Save and Publish and come back and work on it later. It'll just pop up like this. Now, if I come in and I add a photo, I'm going to delete one. I'm going to come back and add one so that you can see how to do it. The first thing that you want to do is make sure that you create a folder for your listing. I do not want this to get disorganized. If I see a bunch of random photos in the wrong folders, I'm going to have a discussion about you're going to have to pay a fee to have access to bring somebody else in to do this. So what I want to do is create a folder. I created one here, 222269. That's incorrect. It's 252269. Now, this is just naming the folder for your own organization, but we all see this. So I want to have consistency in how we're doing this. So let's go ahead and submit that. And then when we come to our gallery, you can see 252269. That's the listing for Absaroki. Now, if I click up here on the folder, it's not going to do anything. So let's click on the number. Now we can add media to this folder. So this is where I can come in And let's pick a different photo this time. I'm going to pick a picture of these barns. This is sometimes a little bit slower. So when I drag things over here, I may need to give it a second. And I drop that in there. Now I've got those two barns in there, right? And then the other thing, let's say that I wanted to bring in some plans or a PDF document. See how I drag and drop? And I drop it in there, and I'm using Chrome, by the way, and then I can click Submit. So I can delete this. Now it's just going to go back to the MLS photos. If I want some additional photography, it's always going to put it first. It's not going to put it at the end. I don't have any control over that. That's how it's going to be. I'm going to click plus. I choose the photo I want. It's going to appear. In the email where I give you instructions that in your broker toolbox is a document where it gives you video codes, and that document looks like this. It gives you the marketing name 1 options, featured homes and featured land. It gives you the marketing name 2 options for the collection. And then it gives you some Vimeo and some YouTube codes. So let's go ahead and select this entire code out of the document. It has to go in just like this, and let's paste it. I don't want to have any spaces above or below, but I'm going to create one temporarily because I want to bring over a YouTube video. This is the same YouTube video that I
221
have associated with that listing. These should be relevant to the listing, obviously. And anything after this V equals, I'm going to delete. Then I'm going to grab this code, I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to paste it right here. I'm not going to delete the question mark, and I'm going to click paste. Now I'm going to come up here and delete that header, and we're good to go. Documents. I had these already in here. Let's delete it to show you how to add one. Let's click plus. Let's click the document name and call it plans. This could be anything. As long as it's relevant to the listing, it could be anything you would put in the documents tab for the MLS. Same thing, I'm going to come to media, make sure I'm in the right listing, and I'm going to grab that document I uploaded here. Or I can upload more. If right now I wanted to grab something and do it at this time, I can drag it over here and drop it. Alternatively, I can click the upload button and find it through my computer. Now I can select the document and click submit, and there it is, Morton Barn Plans. The description. If I don't add anything here, it's simply going to revert back to what the MLS has. If I do, and I want to come over here and grab some text, it would be a good idea to open up something like Notepad and bring that in first. And I've got a bunch of stuff on my Notepad right now. But let's say that I wanted to say Jimmy John's is good. The point here is I want to be more descriptive than came in from the MLS. I can copy that. This would be a bad example, but I can do that. I can then come in and format this a little bit and say Jimmy John's is good, say really good, and put that in here just like this. That's all the control I have in the collection page. So let's go ahead and click Save and Publish. It's out of the screen of what you can see here, but I'm going to click Save and Publish. So now when I come over to the website and I go to Property Search in the collection and I come down to Apsaroki, we're going to see a few changes here. The very first photo is the two barns. If I don't put anything here, it's going to revert to what the MLS has. That's oftentimes what I'm going to do. But there are cases where I want to add a photo that has my real estate sign on it, or it might have a picture of me with it, whatever it might be, that I don't have the capability to do on public-facing websites. We own TetonValleyRealty.com. We can do whatever we want. I come down here and I've added the video. You watched me do that. You know how to do that now. Here you go. Jimmy John's is good, really good. You can see how that layout. If you want to come in here and say, oh man, this layout looks good, but I don't like how this is bigger than this, I can come in here, format it, maybe change this to header 3, save it and publish it, come back over here, refresh it. It looks a little better, right? The idea here is to have an excellent presentation. The subdivision documents you don't have any control over. If it's in Galloway Hills, it's dragging in that information just like it does on the listing page. Additional documents you do have control over. Now we can click on the plans, and it opens it up in a new tab, and this is where documents can live. The rest of this stuff is brought in by the MLS. The features, the listing details, the building interior, exterior, and the map. You do not have control over that. If there is a contact, we are going to change this to go to the listing agent. So I'm encouraging you guys to utilize this because it could lead to direct contacts. But most importantly, what I really like about this, aside from having a landing page for some high-end marketing through online searches, is I can come up and click this link and I can copy it. And then I can draft an email to a prospective client, but rather than sending them a whole bunch of attachments, I can attach it here, send them one comprehensive link with all of the information. That is how the collection works. Two-step process, MLS, got to be a certain caliber of listing, and if you want to come in and hone the details, now you know how to do it. I'll send you a link accompanying this video and we'll take it from there. Thanks.